Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the SmackDown Ring Report. What a SmackDown Ring Report we have for you. Let's talk about the rundown. Let's be set up for what's going on SmackDown. Coming up, let's talk about this right here. After unleashing a surprise attack on the undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes last week, Gunther will address the WWE Universe. Will Cody Rhodes have a backup plan? We'll see coming up. Also, too, Jacob Fatu kicks off SmackDown before challenging Roman Reigns tomorrow night at Backlash. This is a huge, important match for Jacob. Jacob's going for the world title against his cousin, perhaps being the head of the family table. We'll talk about that coming up. Well, it's this right here. Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss join forces in a huge six-woman tag team match to take on Fatal Influence, Stacey Jane, Fallon Henry, and some other girls. We'll talk about that coming up. And in our final segment, Trick Williams, the United States champion, hosts a funeral for the Gingerbread Man. Trick really trying to get some retribution for the Gingerbread Man and pay his respect to the funeral of the Gingerbread Man. We get the SmackDown Ring Report started right here, right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kendra Dix here. Glad you join us here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe and share. Tell a friend, call a friend. Hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. All right, let's not waste no time whatsoever. Let's get things started with this. Jacob Fatu was kicking off SmackDown, and Jacob Fatu kicked off SmackDown with a huge big momentum for him coming his way. Jacob, in the biggest challenge of his life, challenging for the World's Heavyweight Championship tomorrow night against Roman Reigns. The biggest challenge to date for Jacob, going for the World Championship. And Jacob Fatu want to leave a lasting impression. He tried to leave a lasting impression, talk about he wants the title, and he needs the title, like he said to his cousin Roman. But there were final moments when the Usos came out there. What are the Usos' vested interests in this match? Is somebody gonna turn on somebody? They gonna turn on Roman, or they gonna join forces with Jacob to turn on Roman, or will the plan unravel? Something's gonna go down tomorrow. I don't know what, but we're gonna keep a close eye on it coming up. So it looks like Jacob Fatu got friends in high places. Even Royce Keys betting on the Powerhouse Hobbs. The Usos told Powerhouse Hobbs, gave the Powerhouse Hobbs a warning that, hey, you better not intervene in this, because this is family business. It ain't got nothing to do with you and Jacob, what y'all got going on. Royce Keys is a friend of Jacob, even all the brothers. Even Solo wants Royce Keys to join the faction. Powerhouse Hobbs known to be joining factions in AEW when he was a part of Team Taz. Well, it looks like Solo wants him to join. Solo's been watching AEW lately too, so we could see that being the way. But Solo got his own problems going on. Solo saw that he wanted Royce Keys in the fray. Even saw Tama Tonga pin Royce Keys get the win, and that giant of a man Tyler Tonga was there. Tyler Tonga was kind of looking at preoccupied. It looked like the monster, the giant that Solo has found, got his hands occupied with Solo Shinsuke Nakamura. So there's a lot of moving factors going on. But Royce Keys won his match tonight over Tyler Tonga, but that big Tyler Tonga was in action as well. He won against Damian Priest, a tag team champion. It was like a giant versus giant. He pinned them, 1, 2, 3. But we see that Solo and Tama Tonga also having issues. A lot of issues are going down. I can tell you this right now. Tama with Royce Keys winning, it's something going on with that situation. We're gonna figure out and find out what's going on. But Royce Keys was kind of in the middle of this NORE family situation that's going on. So we'll keep a very close eye on that and see what's going to go down. Well, it looked like Ricky Saints was in action. Ricky Saints was in action against Matt Cardona. Ricky Saints won his match with the Rorschach Bow to get the 1-2-3. And he pinned Matt Cardona to get the win. Ricky Saints pinned Matt Cardona. And Ricky Saints picking up the loss that he had lost last week against WWE champion Cody Rhodes. Is one of his friends. Ricky Saints picking the win to make up from that loss. Ricky Saints won no thing about, changing his profile. Ricky Saints did do that. Ricky Saints won over Matt Cardona. So Ricky Saints trying to get back into his good graces. Also, too, looks like Chelsea, looks like Tiffany Stratton was in action. Tiffany Stratton was in action tonight. She went against Kiana James, and she won a match. And it looked like some tension going on between looks like Tiffany Stratton, like Kiana James, and Julia having tension. What's going down with that? Well, they finna break them up sooner rather than later. So what's going on? Well, how that went. Plus two, Danhausen trying to figure out and get an idea of who his opponent is. I was thinking they were going to give away his opponent. I was like, save that for tomorrow. And thank God they did. Save it for tomorrow so we'll know and we'll see who is the mystery partner. A lot of people are saying that it could be CM Punk. It could be Royce Keys. No, I'm thinking it could be Royce Keys, but we'll figure out. Don't forget to watch the Backlash Predict the Outcome special before Backlash. And then after Backlash, we'll have the Backlash Aftermath special. So 2 specials coming your way for Backlash. So look for Royce Keys probably work double time to do what he need to do. Well, we get to this right here. Sami Zayn grieving like everybody else. R-Truth won half the tag team champions. Was telling Sami Zayn, just grieve, man, just grieve. R-Truth wasn't having that. R-Truth wanted to do. Sami Zayn wasn't doing that. Sami Zayn believed that it's beneath him and all that. But don't forget, we'll have the funeral of the Gingerbread Man. That'll be the segment later on for the main event segment. Well, it's official. Gunther has left Monday Night Raw and signed with SmackDown. Gunther now the property of SmackDown, and Gunther will read his name on the contract of fine print. I guess that was the favor Paul Heyman was going to give Gunther. And Gunther took heed at it, and now Gunther, part of the SmackDown brand, Gunther will get a future championship match against Cody Rhodes. But Paul Heyman said he wanted to talk to Cody Rhodes and give Cody Rhodes directly to his face the championship contract that Gunther signed to make it official. So it could be a match at Night of Champions or Saturday night's main event that's coming up that Cody will defend the WWE Championship against Gunther. But Gunther with that sneak attack and tried to sneak attack Cody and tried to, but it just didn't work. Cody Rhodes was too versatile for that. But we now know there's going to be a future championship match between Gunther and Cody Rhodes coming anytime soon. So I'm assuming it's going to be Saturday night's main event, or if not, it's going to be Night of Champions. So Gunther now part of the SmackDown brand, trying to get himself back into fruition. So Gunther back of the SmackDown brand once again. Gunther was part of the SmackDown brand when he became the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion. So we kind of see now Gunther and Paul Heyman in cahoots. And what's going on with that? Will Gunther be a Paul Heyman guy? That's the question everybody wants to know. Well, speaking of that, it looks like Blake Monroe will be coming to SmackDown. Blake Monroe getting the fast track. All these AEW stars from 2 years to 3 years getting a fast track. He went from AEW to NXT to now the main roster, Raw, SmackDown in the fast track. So we could be seeing Blake Monroe coming. When she comes, she's going to make a indefinite impact. I believe Blake Monroe is going to be targeting one lady, and that lady could be this lady right here, Tiffany Stratton, the women's U.S. champion, trying to target her. Speaking of targets, it looks like we get to this right here. Fatal Influence won their match tonight over Rhea Ripley, the women's champion, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss. Fatal Influence saying that they want to be next in line for the gold like they did in NXT, winning all the gold. Fatal Influence now wants to hold the gold, hold the power that lies in the women's division, which includes the women's championship and the tag team titles. Well, we could see that being that way coming forward. So you could see how that's going to go, but it looks like Jade Cargill made her appearance after not since WrestleMania. Jade came out there, scared away Fatal Influence, and Jade and her crew attacked Charlotte Flair and her crew. Charlotte, Rhea Ripley, and what a whole bunch of others like B Fab and they're all back laid out. Charlotte, Rhea Ripley, and Alexa Bliss. I don't think they're gonna take that out lightly. But we could see that being the possibility, but we're gonna keep a close eye on this and see what's gonna go down. And so we could see how this is gonna be coming up as well. So we'll see. So is that how this gonna go as well? Well, like you said, we saw that how it played out as well. But we get to this right here. We get to this right here, the Gingerbread Man. The Gingerbread Man. You see right here, the funeral of the Gingerbread Man was promised, and we saw it tonight between Sami Zayn trying to interrupt the festivities. Sami interrupted the festivities by trying to attack Trick Williams, but the Gingerbread Man came out of nowhere and rise, and it was none other than rapper Lil Yachty came out there with a kendo stick and hit Sami Zayn from behind, and showing this right here. It looks like Trick Williams, Lil Yachty trying to get their measure of revenge over Sami Zayn, but tomorrow will be the biggest test because Trick's going to have to defend the U.S. Championship against Sami in a WrestleMania rematch, but this time Trick's the champion rather than the challenger. So Trick's first championship defense will be tomorrow, and we'll have full coverage of it coming your way tomorrow for Predict the Outcome prediction special, as well as the aftermath of Backlash. So we'll keep a close eye on that. But that ends the SmackDown Ring Report. Let's move over to Wrestling Hot Topics. Wrestling Hot Topics. A real classy move by WWE to acknowledge former WCW owner Ted Turner, who passed away at the age of 87 years old. Turner was a longtime rival of WWE when he had WCW on the opposite end. Ted Turner paid his way and paid his dues for WCW Nitro to go head to head to Raw. And now Ted Turner, may he rest in peace and be able to go from there. All right, we also go to this right here. The Monster Among Men, Braun Strowman. He's no longer signed with WWE, but he's got a TV contract. He's back for seconds. Braun Strowman, former WWE superstar, coming back. I watched this show. I was like, good God, Braun Strowman gonna eat all that. I said I couldn't be shocked nor surprised because it was that. But we see that everything's on the menu, so that's coming back as well. So we see that coming up as well. So Braun Strowman back into the saddle again. So we'll see. All right. We're going to leave you here on the Pro Wrestling Show with Trick Williams standing tall along with young rapper Young Yachty getting his victory. Not yet, but he's trying to get something over, you know who, by Sami Zayn. So we'll see how all this is going to play out. Thank you all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. Don't forget, tomorrow, the Backlash Predict the Outcome special, as we will have WWE Backlash predictions as well as the aftermath immediately following Backlash. So a lot of stuff, moving parts going forward. Thank you all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I've been your host, Kendrick Dix, saying so long. We'll see you tomorrow for the Backlash prediction special here on the Pro Wrestling Show.